Hello and welcome to Fire Walk with Us. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And Justin.
This week we're talking about Twin Peaks: The Return, Part 15. In this episode, Nadine walks along the street proudly displaying her golden shovel.
Mm-hmm. Trotting down the street, carrying it.
Which sounds like it could be dirty, but isn't.
Amazingly enough.
Continuing on. She reaches Big Ed's gas farm and tells Ed that she has changed, having come to the realization that he only stayed with her due to his guilt. So she decides to free him, giving her blessing for him to pursue Norma. She then leaves a shocked Ed at the gas farm. Ed goes to the Double R Diner to whisk away Norma, but she apologizes as Walter joins her. Crushed, he sits down and orders a coffee from Shelley, adding, and a cyanide tablet.
Ed is a little bit upset.
Norma tells Walter that she's going to sell out the franchise to him in order to and just have that one diner. As she wishes to spend more time with her family, she is made through the diner. Baffled, Walter tells her that she has made a mistake and leaves. Norma goes to Ed and he asks to marry her. They both embrace, and Norma agrees to Ed's proposal as Shelley watches with glee. Cooper's doppelganger drives down a dark road, reaching a convenience store where a woodsman leads him to a room above it, even though there's no room for there to be an actual room there. Because the building isn't fucking tall enough.
Nah.
It was driving me crazy.
It's not actually in that building.
They use the teleportation.
Yeah, I know. He requests Philip Jeffries and is led to a motel. A woman approaches and unlocks a room door for him. Inside the motel room, he meets with Jeffries, speaking through a steam-emitting thing? I don't know what to call it.
A kettle.
It kind of does look like a kettle. The doppelganger asks about Jeffries sending Ray to kill him and confirms that Jeffries had not contacted him at the motel, and that the person who did had sent Ray. He reflects on Jeffries' appearance at the FBI headquarters and questions him about Judy, who Jeffries says Cooper has already met. A phone rings as the doppelganger continues questioning Jeffries as the mechanism thingy disappears. The doppelganger answers the phone but is promptly teleported outside to the convenience store and finds that the line is dead. Leaving the phone booth, he is confronted by an armed Richard,
who he beats up and takes with him.
Well, who he knows to be an FBI agent from a photo his mother had kept. Cooper quickly disarms him and tells him to join him in the truck. He then says a text reading, Las Vegas? ? Before leaving with Richard. The convenience store emits electricity and smoke before it disappears. And during that encounter we find out that Richard... Oh no, we already knew that Richard was a horn.
Bleh.
We haven't found out who his father is yet.
Bleh.
We see a guy walking through the woods with his dog as Stephen and Gersten, I think that's how you pronounce her name. I've never understood.
This couple that were in the woods, so...
Hayward hide in the shadow of a large tree. Stephen has a gun with him and is contemplating suicide, while the girl with him tries to console him. They're noticed, and she runs off to a different hiding spot before hearing a gunshot. A dude who is walking his dog goes to the trailer park and tells Carl about the situation. They look over at Stephen and Becky's trailer with the window still broken from their last fight. At the Roadhouse, the crowd dances to Sharp Dressed Man.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty great little moment.
And then the bar fight starts.
Well, as James and Freddie approach Renee's table, Chuck, her husband, attacks him and Freddie comes to his aid with his gloved fist, knocking Chuck and his friend out and possibly killing them.
Sadness.
Well, it was said that it hits like a pile driver, supposedly.
Yeah.
And now we get to see it in action.
He tried his best. He did a very slow punch.
James sound like stops in that moment.
James urges the crowd to contact 911 for the men Freddie incapacitated. Wilson brings Headley to Douglas and Jane Jones, and their family have been brought in for questioning. However, they're not the correct Joneses as they have multiple children.
Kids?
Todd tells Roger to find Anthony Stewart just before they are both assassinated by Chantal. At the Twin Peaks Sheriff Department, Hawk and Bobby lock up James and Freddie. James takes notice of dude who always repeats things.
Hmm.
Chantal and Hutch eat in their van. Cheney E brings Cooper a slice of cake, reflecting on their life since they've become friends of the Mitchum brothers. As he eats, Cooper observes and experiments with objects on the table, particularly a television remote. He turns on Sunset Boulevard and hears Gordon Cole's name spoken. Startling him, he then looks over at an electrical outlet and crawls toward it, sticking the fork inside and causing a blackout.
Hmm.
Margaret calls Hawk, telling him that she is dying. He expresses his condolences, but she speaks to him about death and tells him to remember everything that she has said, that she has told him, and to watch out for the one. Hawk quietly says goodbye as she hangs up. Frank sits alone in the conference room, soon joined by Bobby, Lucy, Andy, and Hawk, who has assembled them to mourn Margaret, who has passed away.
No.
We then see the light in her cabin go out for the final time. Audrey and Charlie prepare to leave for the roadhouse, though Audrey delays them, commenting that Charlie now looks like a different person to her. Charlie takes off his coat and Audrey then attacks him. And we go to the roadhouse for a musical performance where this girl is like taken out of a booth and onto the floor, and then she starts screaming for seemingly no reason. And that's where the episode ends.
I have no idea where that's gonna go. If it goes anywhere.
I honestly think it wasn't really much of a story importance thing. It's just an additional thing that went along with the music, just to emphasize the musical tone.
And I'm going to give you a hint, Justin. That actress isn't going to show up again.
I would not be too surprised.
But why even?
You're asking why in something made by David Lynch.
Yes, why even?
Think about that for a minute. Oh, Justin. You have no idea how much one day I just want to make you sit through one of his movies. Like, I'm thinking maybe if I got you to sit through Eraserhead, you'd stop asking why so much.
At least there was... ZZ Top was there.
Well, they played a ZZ Top song.
Yeah, well, yeah. Played...
ZZ Top wasn't there in person.
Okay.
So, just
Played
going
the
to
ZZ
the
Top song.
particular comments about this episode. Firstly, entire sequence involving Nadine and it going into the double R. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Just awesome.
I
Let's
love
have things together
Nadine
there.
walking down the highway with her shovel, and she's like,
Like, first moment I saw her, I was like, oh, this is probably going to be a bit of a problem. But then just seeing her walk, I was like, wow, she actually seems somewhat content.
She doesn't still have her, like, super strength, does she? Or did she only have that when she was, like,
Oh no,
having amnesia?
during season 2 she went back to normal and
Yeah.
she passed the super strength off to get the understanding of things.
yeah, once she realized she wasn't 18 anymore, she didn't have the super strength.
So she's only Pippi Longstocking as long as she thinks she's, like, an 18-year-old.
Something like that? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, you might need to test that theory yourself. Anywho's, not just in general, everything with that just amazing and awesome. Yeah, and skipping a couple particular parts. Oh yes, the punching. He tried his best, but just with the strength of that fist.
When you try your best and you don't succeed.
Uh,
I think Justin really wants to punch me after that.
Thank God he's not wearing the rubber glove.
You wouldn't have much of a face left.
Yeah, with how much you want to punch him, I wouldn't be too surprised. So, anywho's, I'm not sure if this makes me sound like a terrible person, but second time I was super happy in the episode was when Dougie decided to stick that fork in the electrical outlet.
No, what are you
I'm
doing?
sorry, but ladies and gentlemen, I called it. I called it some sort of particular thing. It's like, Dougie's gonna do something with the electrical outlet. No, we did something with the electrical outlet. Oh my gosh!
Well, we don't know if that's going to bring Cooper back.
I don't know, but it just has that tiny little glimpse of thing.
All we know is that he potentially committed suicide.
But he can't supposedly die. from all the particular things that have happened with him, he's escaped death in some sort of way.
He has.
What's to say that this isn't going to affect him that badly? Like, sure, it's being electrocuted, but best case scenario, it's probably only going to knock him out and take him to the hospital.
I really hope he just pops up the next day with, like, frizzy hair and, like, Dougie? Dougie Jones.
With less of a brain.
He's like a Pokemon. He can only say his name now.
Dougie.
Dougie Jones. Dougie
Jones.
How insane would that make you?
I'm not really sure. Because I'm past kind of the stages of being annoyed and frustrated with Dougie, where in certain cases I find him enjoyable, just with his ability of being able to skirt away from bad situations and just the good things he causes for people around him. But I don't know, just with everything that's happened here, I'm excited to see what happens. Whether it be that we stay with Dougie or we actually do get Cooper back, I just want to find out what happens.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting couple episodes we have left.
So, just remembered with all the stuff that happened with the couple in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
So, I specifically can't remember what happened to the dude. Was he just so high on stuff and he did something? Because all the particular events that they were talking about, he didn't specifically do from what I can remember. Like, what did he do that was so bad?
I don't remember, actually.
Exactly,
like
like
earlier.
Yeah, because that's Shelley's daughter and her boyfriend.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know specifically what he's referring to, but
I don't know, maybe they did too much drugs or something.
That was
that's
mostly
possible.
my thought. And with him having the gun, he probably supposedly shot someone. But there's no one that I can specifically recall getting shot and whatnot. But on the one hand, oh dear, all that particular stuff that she has to go through. On the other hand, a druggie died. Not the worst thing. There's a bit of sadness, but yeah.
I don't really have sadness for that scene. I'm like, why should I care about this couple right now?
Well, we're meant to care about her because she's Shelley's kid.
And
Yeah,
despite
I
the
guess
fact that she's
maybe.
making terrible, terrible decisions, didn't her mom do the same?
Bobby was not nearly that bad.
I can mildly understand that. At the time, though,
Better than the alternative.
so very true. So sad we haven't seen him, though. We will miss you very much, Leo, but not within the sense of you being a decent
He
person.
became spider food.
So sad.
Spider food.
Yeah, it doesn't work as great.
I don't care. It was worth it. Did
So-
you have any notes for this one, Justin?
I did take notes. Oddly.
My goodness,
That's
I didn't
shocking.
even bother with that.
I almost gave Paul a seizure for that.
It did. I was a little concerned. So what notes do you have on this?
You pretty much went over everything, I think. I think Audrey had lost it at the end of the episode, though.
Yeah, where she tries to kill her husband, yeah.
Yeah, she kind of lost it a bit too much there.
I'm still confused with Audrey. Like, seriously, what the flip happened after that explosion for her? She's second-guessing everything. As soon as her husband says anything, she flies off onto a different tangent.
It's like, I have my coat on, let's go. Where are you gonna put your coat on? You're always like this!
I was honestly like the husband. Why aren't you doing the thing?
It's like, you know what, I guess we're not going anywhere tonight.
Where's the Audrey that can manipulate any particular person to do whatever the flip she wants?
I don't know.
It just leaves me so confused. Can you at least give me a mild answer about this show?
No.
Probably not.
I think aside from that, my only other question is, who was that one particular husband guy that flipped out on Johnny James. Flipped out on James. Because I can mildly understand that because the influence of alcohol and supposedly the fact that he might be a little bit touchy about anyone talking to his wife.
I think that's like the entire thing there.
Yeah.
I think because he saw James talking to her in a previous episode, I think that's about the extent of it. And he's just, like,
Yeah, he kind of snapped.
he's not the most chill kind of dude.
And James is chill. I mean, he doesn't want to do anything too bad, and then...
Like, he just wants to be a nice guy and whatnot. And then, of course, taking on the traditional moniker of nice guys he is last.
My girlfriend or whatever that
It's nice enough, though, that the buddy was there to help him out. Just very bad idea using his gloved hand. Why couldn't he just punch with his other hand?
It seemed like a good idea at the time. He didn't know any better.
Sure, it's the thing of incapacitating them, but incapacitating and knocking the shit out of
Did he
them
even
is a
know his
little
own
different.
strengths beforehand? I mean, he was told that he has like the strength of a pile driver or something. He never tested that out on anything. Like,
Well, he was
wall?
testing it on the nuts. But nuts are a little different for a human face.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't hit him as hard as he could.
Oh.
Although, I think he caved both of their skulls in, but other than that...
Not as bad as Doppel Cooper doing to that one guy in the arm wrestled, though.
No, not quite that bad.
Yeah, that was a bit more.
Oh, other thing I remembered. Firstly, Doppel Cooper going to the gas station. Oh my gosh, him going to the gas station and it being a magical teleporting place to the things of stuff.
And it vanishes after they leave and all that stuff.
Yeah, it teleports too. Second thing, I'm not sure what the case was with the magical talking kettle, but was that the exact same thing that Cooper was inside before he got out?
I'm not sure.
Because that's kind of the thing I took from that. It's like, wait, it's back in his human size now?
I don't know. The best answer for most of your questions, David, is I don't fucking know.
I'm pretty sure you can find some very long-winded explanation somewhere on the internet. I have no idea, and I don't care
Probably.
right now.
Yeah. But no, on the whole, it was kind of like, oh man, Doppel Cooper talking to some people he working with.
So did you have a favorite character or moment, Dave?
I'm probably going to have to say Dougie. Like, it left me just a little bit concerned with him just taking slice, eating his cake, moving some things around. But as soon as that outlet came into the picture, I was like, oh my gosh, he even has a fork! Oh my gosh!
Okay. What about you, Justin?
With me, I think it would have been the log lady.
Yes.
The log lady,
For
yeah.
her final moments.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really well done.
Yes,
Very
indeed.
well done.
Yeah. For me, it's probably Nadine. Because
I
just
would
her
not be
walking with the
surprised.
shovel and everything.
Just
There's something
everything-
so inherently funny about that. to me.
Everything with Nadine, Ed, and Norma, all three-way tie
Yeah.
for second place for me.
It's
with
all
this
really well
episode.
done.
Oh, just amazing.
Yeah, this episode had strong moments.
Well, it's kind of the episode where everything's kind of building up to heading to the end of the series sort of stuff, and oh my gosh.
Alrighty, so, do either of you have any last minute thoughts?
Whatever happens, whether or not it's a case of a different version of Dougie, Cooper, or probably something coming out of Left Wing, I'm really excited to see what happens. What the heck's going to happen with all this?
Alright, Justin, anything?
Nothing more from me.
Alrighty, that's going to be it for this week. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And Justin.